Hi and welcome to Azam Sharp channel. I'm your host Mohammad Azam. We are going to continue our development for the WatchKit framework. If you have not watched the first screencast about the WatchKit, hello WatchKit, then I would say you should definitely check it out. This is the second screencast in which we are going to tackle how to display a UI table view inside a WatchKit. All right. So let me actually go ahead and run the application so you will be familiar of what is going on. Right now, you won't really see anything on the WatchKit. This is a WatchKit simulator, or the iWatch or Apple Watch simulator. You can see it doesn't really display anything. So let's go ahead and add a table into it. Now, if you search over here in the toolbox, you will find the table, and you can simply add the table. It creates basically a table row, and you can add different elements into it. So I can simply add the label, and here we go. So we got the label inside it. Okay. Table row controller is currently mapped to an NS object, so it will be a good idea if you map it to some of your, or basically your class. Now we already have a class. It's called users table row controller. It inherits from NS object, and it has an IB outlet, which is a title label. And you can see that we have actually added a label over here. But one special thing to note about this particular label is that it's not a UI label, it's a WK interface label, which is WatchKit interface label. Now, if you create this as a UI label, you will not be able to link it using the interface builder. So it has to be WatchKit interface label. All right, let's go back to the storyboard, and table row controller, we're going to select that, and we can simply say users table row controller. All right, now we can simply go ahead and make that connection from the title label to the label on the interface builder. So that is done. All right, and let's go ahead and see what else is over here. So this is table row identifier. So this is a table row, so we should get an identifier. So I'm just going to say over here, users table row controller. All right, that's basically the name. Okay. All right, let's go to the interface controller, which basically contains the whole interface. Okay, and in this particular interface controller, we are going to populate our users table, which is over here. We will populate the table view over here. Okay. Other thing that you will need to do, if we haven't done already, is that the interface controller have a, well, it doesn't have that, but we're going to create it, have a link to the table view. So we can say table view and WK interface table. Okay, so that the interface controller, which is our main controller, has some idea of what the table view is. Now let's go back to the interface, basically the storyboard, and now we can see the table view over here, which has to be connected to the table view over here. There we go. All right, so now we are basically set up from the storyboard side, and we can go back to our interface controller and go ahead and populate the data. So I'm just going to say populate data function. It doesn't really exist, but don't worry, we're going to create that. Populate, if I can spell it, populate data. There we go. And populate data will be a very simple method. I'm just going to copy paste over here, and we're going to go over that code. So it has these things. It has the users collection, which is a string array. Table view.set number of rows. Okay, we're going to say users.count with row type. This is the identifier of type of the row that you're creating. Remember, we actually set up that row type over here. So if I go over here, I select this guy, You can see the identifier is users table row controller, and that is the same identifier we are be using over here. We are using a tuple which is index and value enumerating in the users collection. We get the row controller at index, we're passing the index and we get that particular row, and then we of course get the access to the title label which is inside over here, and it is linked, right? And then we say set text to the value. Let's go ahead and build this, and let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Here we go. So we got the things displayed. All the list items are actually now being displayed, as you can see. Let's go. So that's pretty much it. But one thing we can actually add is the image. Now I don't have images for all the people. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my own image. And I'm going to say fixed width, and it will be fixed height. 100 is too big, so let's go ahead and go and give it a 50. That's pretty much it. All right, let's go ahead and run it again. And we're going to go over here. And here we go. So we can actually scroll through the table view now. You can also make some selection. You can see a different effect once you click on it. It doesn't really go anywhere at this particular point, right? And that's pretty much it. So you can see that how easy it is to set up a UI scrollable table view controller, basically a table view controller or a table view for your WatchKit or your Apple Watch application, which allows the user to scroll through the content. That's pretty much it. I hope you like these WatchKit tutorials, and stay tuned for more.